One of the most difficult things that we all face is to fit all our tasks into the 24 hours that we have each day. Quite often, we find ourselves juggling the high demands of work and family. Sometimes it's even hard to know where to start and what to prioritize. Back in 2015, I was working in local sales. My job was to generate sales and revenue from the potential clients in the country that I lived in. I had to travel to different markets, open new accounts, develop business relationships, help clients run campaigns, collect payments, handle after-sales services, and follow up with the logistics, you name it. By the end of the day, I would feel like I had accomplished a lot. By the next morning, when a boss or a customer followed up, I would realize I had missed the most important task. And I have to admit that I used to procrastinate a lot back then. Like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. My teacher came in the form of Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog. But after a decade of reading and experimenting with various productivity techniques, I came to a realization that most productivity techniques do work, but they work differently for different people because we all live in different circumstances. So today, I want to introduce you to 5 underrated productivity habits that I have been practicing for a while. And I believe that this can work for anyone, any day. You don't have to adopt all of them, but even doing just one can make a significant difference in your life. And if you're new here, my name is Tenny Charles, and in this channel, we talk everything about self-improvement, productivity, and minimalism. Habit number 1 is noting down your thoughts. We all have ideas and thoughts that pop into our heads at the most unexpected times. These fleeting thoughts drown itself in the chaos of daily life and would never return again. The best way to avoid losing them is to transfer them to a safe place where they can be revisited, developed, or acted upon later. You can use a notebook or phone, or even a voice recorder to jot them down. Personally, I prefer a notebook because phones can be incredibly distracting. However, it's entirely up to you. Choose whatever works for you. If you like voice recording, try tools like Ali Abdal's Voice Pal, which can transcribe your ideas into text, which is super handy. But just noting down ideas isn't enough. You need to set aside time daily or weekly to review what you have written. If an idea needs to be developed further, work on it. If it requires immediate action, act on it. And if it's not worth your time, eliminate it. A study by Dr. B. Hines in 2014 found that cognitive offloading, transferring information out of your working memory like writing down an idea, not only helps you keep track of your thoughts, but also reduces mental workload. Writing things down gives your brain the freedom to focus on other tasks, making you more efficient and creative. It's like giving your mind a breather, allowing it to work on what truly matters instead of juggling too many details. Habit number 2 is night journaling. Many of us have developed the habit of journaling every day, but I want you to try this method that I have been practicing for a while. Again, you can do this on a phone, notebook, or a computer, whatever is convenient for you. This habit of night journaling has 2 parts. Part 1, venting out. This is the easiest form of venting out. You just have to get used to it. Most of you might have venting out partners, friends, or relatives whom you call to share your problems. While they might listen, you are unknowingly creating 2 major problems. First, you're dumping all your emotional junk onto someone else, which can harm them indirectly. Second, you never know whether you're venting out to the right person. Sometimes revealing too much about yourself to someone can backfire you, as they might use it against you in the future. Not everyone is harmful, but some people are. By writing down your day on paper, you can vent out everything without worrying about others. You can even throw the paper away later. For example, the late former American President Theodore Roosevelt had this habit of writing down everything that hurt him during the day and then discarding the paper. This way, you can clear your mind and avoid sleeping on any disturbing, unproductive thoughts from your day. By being aware of what happened today, you can start tomorrow with a clear head. Part 2 is writing your story for tomorrow. I'm not talking about creating a to-do list. This is about describing how you want your tomorrow to be, like writing the script of the next day. You don't have to write a long essay, just a single page is enough. It's similar to visualization, where you close your eyes and imagine what you want. Here, you're writing instead. By writing down the story of tomorrow, you can plan for the possible obstacles for tomorrow, and you can be better prepared. This is not about predicting the future, it's preparing for tomorrow. Like Nassim Nicholas Taleb says, preparedness is always better than prediction. You can't predict the future, but if you have noticed, life doesn't throw unpleasant surprises every single day. Most days go as planned, unless you're someone working in unpredictable environments like the emergency services. Try this out, it's a super productivity method. Do it for a week, and if it doesn't work, write it to me. Habit number 3 is energy mapping. We all have different energy rhythms. Some of us are early birds who start our day before the sun rises and ends it early. Others are night owls who start their day late and prefer to stay up late working. And then there's the third type, often referred to as the third birds, who start their day around 7 a.m. and wind down by 11 p.m. Because of these differences, our energy levels throughout the day can vary significantly. If you have the freedom to structure your day around your energy levels, you should absolutely give it a try. The idea is simple. Pay attention to your natural highs and lows during the day and match your tasks accordingly. For instance, if you're an early bird, schedule high focus tasks like brainstorming, writing, or solving complex problems in the morning when your energy is at its peak. On the flip side, night owls might prefer tackling their most challenging work later in the evening when they feel sharpest. A study conducted by Daniel H. Pink, outlined in his book When: The Scientific Secrets of Perfect Timing, highlights this concept of energy peaks and troughs. Pink explains that our daily energy typically follows a three-stage pattern: a peak, a trough, and a rebound. Early birds experience their peak in the morning, while night owls have their peak later in the evening. The trough, which is when energy dips, usually happens in the early afternoon for most people, regardless of type. During the low energy period, it's best to focus on simpler tasks like answering emails, organizing your workspace. To apply this method, take a week to monitor your energy levels. Keep a journal and a note how you feel at different times of the day. For example, you might notice that you're more focused and energetic between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., but hit a slump during 2 p.m. Once you've identified your energy patterns, start assigning tasks based on their complexity. Reserve high energy times for deep work or tasks that require focus and creativity, and save routine or administrative work for your low energy periods. The beauty of this method is that it's flexible. It doesn't matter if you're a night owl, an early bird, or a third bird. Just understanding your energy patterns and aligning your tasks accordingly can significantly boost your productivity and well-being. Habit number 4, eliminate tasks. Every day, our to-do lists tend to grow longer, filled with tasks that seem important at the first glance. But if we take a closer look, many of these tasks aren't deserving our time and energy. The truth is, productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. I'm a firm believer that you must do only what you absolutely must. Delegate or eliminate the rest. This doesn't mean that you are ignoring the critical events or responsibilities. If something genuinely deserves your attention, address it. However, it's about cutting unnecessary tasks that clutter your schedule and drain your energy. The key is to focus on what's within your control and make deliberate choices where you invest your time. One powerful tool to help with this is the Eisenhower matrix, named after former US President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who famously said, "What is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important." The matrix divides tasks into 4 quads. The first quad is for urgent and important tasks. Do these immediately. Example, include deadlines or personal emergencies or things you have to do immediately. The second quad is for important but not urgent tasks. Schedule these tasks. This could be long-term planning or working on a personal project that can be done later. The third quad is for urgent but not important tasks. For instance, routine emails or minor errands someone else can handle. The last quad is for neither urgent nor important tasks. Eliminate these entirely. Scrolling social media or engaging in unnecessary meetings often falls into this category. By using this matrix, you can review your to-do list the night before and categorize each task. This ensures that when you wake up, your day is already planned with clarity and you're not overwhelmed with decision fatigue. For example, if you find that attending a meeting adds little value to your goals, consider delegating it or skipping it altogether. A study published in Harvard Business Review found that high-performing individuals focus on fewer tasks but execute them with greater precision and impact. Habit number 5 is rest. This is the most underrated habit. But gone are the days when people equated rest with laziness. Let's be clear, resting when you're urgently needed or in the middle of a crisis is completely unwise. But what I'm talking about here is intentional restorative rest, a proper night's sleep, and short, meaningful breaks after long hours of work. Without proper rest, excellence becomes impossible. Some people idolize billionaires and their seemingly sleepless lifestyles, forgetting that they have a team of people managing their day-to-day tasks. Many of them can afford to compensate for poor sleep with luxurious perks, chauffeur-driven cars, private jets, regular massages, high-quality meals, and access to top-notch medical care. But no matter how wealthy you are, nothing truly compensates for a good night's sleep. If you have followed me for a while, you might know that I used to hate sleep. Before my cancer diagnosis, I barely slept 5 hours a night. I had this flawed mindset: life is too short to spend it sleeping. But after my battle with cancer, I realized something profound, that sleep is a superpower. And since then, I've never compromised on it. Sure, there will be nights that you can't get your 7 or 8 hours of sleep, but if you find yourself constantly unable to sleep well, it's time to reassess your life. In Matthew Walker's book, Why We Sleep, he outlines how sleep is crucial for memory consolidation, creativity, emotional regulation, and even physical health. Walker explains that consistent sleep deprivation increases your risk of heart attack, cancer, and other serious illnesses. In other words, sleep is the single most effective thing we can do to reset our brain and body health each day. Imagine working on a high-pressure project late into the night. You might think that pulling an all-nighter shows dedication, but studies suggest the opposite. A well-rested brain solves problems faster and more creatively than an exhausted one. In fact, research from the University of Rochester found that during deep sleep, the brain clears out toxins that accumulate during waking hours, essentially cleaning house to prepare for the next day. So whether it's a full 8-hour sleep, a power nap, or a 5 minutes break, rest isn't a sign of weakness. It's a strategic tool. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine and watch how it transforms your energy, focus, and well-being. If you can incorporate all of this in your daily tasks, great. If you can't, try at least one of them. It'll make a huge difference in your life. And if you have watched this video till here, please consider subscribing. And please leave a comment and share it to a friend who needs it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.